In fact, it's a very strict reality now in China, especially in countryside. I think if no any power from outside to change it, we can imagine in a very short time, all the beautiful traditional village will disappear. Of course, they still will leave a small part just for tourists. That's the future. Mm-hmm.
I would say you probably have observed that most people living here are elderly people. So like young people, they simply go to like Hangzhou, Shanghai, they work there, and then they will send money back home.
Now in China, we have a large, very huge movement. We call it civilization movement all over China. They want 100 billion farm workers go into the city. They want the workers not just a temporary job, have the temporary job there. They want they really become a citizen there. It means they will take their children, go to the city, right? And then it means almost many villages will become empty because the old people, old generation will die very quick. The China's city development, they occupied too much land. So now every big city, they need land. They don't have land to do the development project. All over China, they do this. 3 become 1. 3 villages, demolish 2, keep 1. Then people go to the 1 village. This means more population. This means maybe a small town or city. Then they have a 2 village land they can use, like this. It's usually the village be cancelled. It's a beautiful traditional village. The village be kept. It's a new, ugly farmer house town. Maybe it is ugly, but another side is still very near their life. Yeah, it's very important. It's a system. It's not just about some private work. No, it means the community system. In China's system, the architect can't work in countryside. So old architect is the farmers themselves. The constructed by farmers themselves. They invent this new building, but maybe not beautiful, but it's very clear. The prototype, the structure, it's very clear. Yeah, and it still have very close relation to their life. Maybe their life changed, different from the traditional way, but it's still very near the life. If you see the huge high-rise building in the city, do by the modern architect and the developer together, it just means something can sell in the market. They don't really have the relation to people's real life. So I think if from this point, the farmer house better than the developer project, I think. In the past, especially in the past 50 years, China have big change. The most big change is all the scholar class disappeared. This is why I see Chinese culture, especially in the countryside, almost died. Because the scholar class died. They disappear. They just leave real farmer there, you know. Of course, the farmer is still keep some tradition in the rural life, but it's not mean they really know it. They just like the life. They accept it from a last generation, and if they want to change, they don't have a thinking about, for example, value system. No. Yeah, they're just following the popular tendency, following the city development. That's why now I start thinking about how we can approach a new way. And it's my dream. I call it village city. Yeah, maybe this is the way. Why is it important? It's not just about tradition. I think for China, the traditional building, the village, it not just about means past time. It means different culture. It means some living way. It's more near nature. It's more ecologic. It's more have a close feeling about society within the community. It's very important value, I think, keep in the village. That's the why I think the village development becomes so important. Yeah, we should do something about this, I think.
张威，你有时间你帮我们去贴一下。
In fact, the campus is my experiment. I really want to build a new link between the city and the countryside. For the Common China standard, my building means small. But for the traditional building, my building means bigger, even huge. So I want looking for some new scale, new prototype, invention some new things here. How I keep the balance, for example, between the building and the building, between the building and the landscape. How to build a new society. A society is not about heritage. They have some radical heritage, different class. It have some horizontal. I learn from our countryside culture. It means a horizontal society. It's not so different, rich man and poor man. In fact, I mixed many things here. For example, the Korea tradition and garden tradition and even the Chinese painting tradition and even something I learned from maybe Italy, something I learned from Germany, from French, from Corbusier, from Louis Kahn, Alvar. In fact, here, it's like some dialogue. Many things here come to here. They recreate some new variety society here. They have a rich dialogue to each other. It's not just mean the new form, new type. It means some, from the counter opinion to the society structure changed. Yeah, this is my dream. I want to give the countryside people the confidence. When the countryside people come to here, they say, oh, the wall like my house wall, right? Like this. It's brick, this earth. for the citizens also come to here, they find, oh, the countryside life, the culture, they can coexist with the city culture together. It's very important. It means a bridge. It means a link. But for me, it just means the first step, because it not really means we can do this in the countryside. City can be built like this, yeah. But another side, for the countryside, we need to do some second step. This now, what I want to do, yeah. In fact, now I want to start a new architecture school. It's not just about dream. I really do this. Near Hangzhou, in the countryside, in the village.
Great.
Yeah, I want maybe now we have 700 students in our architecture school. At least I can move 100 students there. Yeah, it just means a temporary time. It means all the year we have 100 students in a small area, in the village area. Then we really to promote the local government, do a new experiment area. We call this village city experiment area. Yeah, like this. Yeah, we should like the education go back to countryside. Then something will follow us. I think this way it means avant-garde. Go back to the countryside, stay there, long time.